The main purpose of preparatory training, what we usually call warm-up, is to prepare for the focused content of the training, warming up the body and muscles in a versatile way, and communicating and working together in the team to solve tasks and prepare for interactions in exercises. To use our time in a football training session in the most effective way, it is good to include as many different elements as possible already in the preparatory training or warm-up. Children who have not entered puberty do not really need any specific warm-up, as adolescents and adults need in order to prevent injuries. But you can still include a warm-up after your check-in as a way to practice the basic physical qualities and prepare the body as well as the mind for football training. Elements that you should always include in the warm-up are activation, dynamic mobility, running technique, footwork, and jumping, landing, running. Activation involves lighter strength exercises that the players perform during the warm-up to prepare the important muscle groups and joints around the ankles, hips, torso, and shoulders, as well as strength exercises for the other muscles in the body. Examples of exercises can be standing in a plank position with variations, doing squats, lunges, hip lifts, and push-ups. Football requires great dynamic mobility, that is, mobility during movement. By combining mobility with coordination, football players can train their mobility in a game-like way. You can include 4 or 5 movements each workout, preferably in different directions. So doing the movement forward, sideways, backwards, adding rotations, and so on. So these exercises are preferably performed in collaboration in pairs or groups, using as much of the body as possible. So static mobility or stretching, so holding a muscle still in the extreme position as far as you can go for about 15 to 30 seconds, that will not help your player prior to training. Stretching can, however, be used after training for the parts of the body that the players experience as stiff. The purpose of focusing on running technique during the warm-up is to improve the player's ability to push off their step with power when accelerating in different directions and to use their arms in the best possible way in these actions. Accelerations in warm-up are often short and contain changes of direction. Players who move in a purposeful way also become better at accelerating, decelerating, and changing direction. So in the warm-up, the running technique can be performed in different directions, both forwards, backwards, and sideways. Examples of exercises to do is to march, or to run with small steps, to run with long steps, to run and pull up a knee every 3rd step, skipping, or running with a determined interval of acceleration. All of these exercises are preferably carried out in collaboration in pairs or in groups. By practicing fast feet movement, players develop the ability to quickly change direction of movement and move their feet on small surfaces. Players must be able to both trick and deceive an opponent and be able to react to the opponent's tricks. Therefore, you can combine fast feet exercises with the players reacting to visual impressions or dribbling an opponent. Examples of exercises are to stand with your side body against a line, let one foot move over the line and back as fast as possible, and then you change your feet. Or you can stand behind the line and take one step forward and then the other, alternating your feet as fast as possible back and forth over the line. You can jump forward and backwards as fast as possible, jump sideways as fast as possible. The exercises are performed for a maximum of 3 to 5 seconds, then you rest and then you repeat. You can also do this with players working in collaboration in pairs, with one player mirroring the other player. Then one player runs forward, backwards, to the side, and so on, while the other player needs to mirror the movement as fast as possible. You can do this for about 6 to 8 seconds, and then you change pairs. In this way, you're practicing footwork in a game-like exercise where the players need to react to their visual impressions of the other players as fast as possible. By learning to land and decelerate, players get used to the toll these movements take on your muscles and joints and improve their ability to quickly decelerate. It's very important, especially when coaching girls where knee injuries are common, that jumping and landing exercises are done with stability, with the knees above the feet and with a slight bend in the knees and hips. Vary the exercises to develop players' coordination. Examples of exercises you can do in pairs are to jump side to side and land stably, which can be developed to then jogging next to each other to then make a jump towards each other and then land stably on 1 or 2 legs. And you can gradually increase the challenge in the exercise by, for example, introducing a jump where the player gets a small push in the side from the other player, to then land and do a short sprint, jump 4 or 5 super fast jumps sideways, and then make a sprint forward again. Where you can then also vary directions, change of direction, and the acceleration in the sprints. Remember that play and games are a great way to improve football fitness. Playing is often spontaneous, fun, versatile, and based on the player's own conditions, allowing everyone to take part and develop. Playing is an effective method as the player practices many different skills at the same time. So in physical development, play strengthens the basic physical qualities: endurance, strength, speed, mobility, and coordination. In psychological development, play contributes to a positive self-image, increased concentration, and stimulates the ability to perceive, among many other things. In social development, play practices your ability to take on different roles, your ability to cooperate, your empathy, and so on. So play is a great method, and even for adolescents and adults. It can be used, for example, in playful competitions at the end of training or in the warm-up.